Hello everyone, welcome back to another one of these. It's Saturday. We are doing Leetcode. First problem of the day: maximum product subarray, and this is my second attempt. Here it says solved, but I didn't solve it. I just copy pasted the solution to see how it was working. Given an integer array nums, find a subarray that has the largest product and return the product. Test cases are generated so that note the product of any array with a single element is the value of that element. And this is very easy problem. It says medium, but we just have to take care of the 0, because with 0 it can turn other numbers into 0. So maximum product of these over, let's take this array. We start from the first element, we iterate over all the elements, and and we keep track of the product. What's the product so far? 3 into 2 is 6. Then, and notice we just have to return the product, not the numbers that make that product. So it's easy. Okay, and next, what is the next element? Well, my answer is so far is 5. What's 5 into -2? It's -10. Now, which one is greater? Well, this is not 5, this is 6. Okay, so yeah, -12. So which one is greater? Is this or this? Of course, 6. Then 6 into 6 into 6 into, well, now 4 is not really, we can't include 4 in my answer because it's not a subarray, because subarray is broken here at this element. Okay, so that's it. For 0, for this case, 2 into 0 is we can say that whenever it's 0, I'm going to treat it as 1. So 2 into 1, my negative 2 into 1 is -2, and then we have -1 again. So -1, 2 into -1, it gives me +2. So is +2 greater than -1? Yes, but okay, this is not something we are expecting here. So it cannot be 2 because yes, it cannot be 2. So we can't just keep going and keep finding the new maximum. As soon as we find an element, okay, let's say my result is 0. I want to I think I should be iterating over the array 2 times. From left to right and then right to left. Okay, let's try this. Okay, going from for nums in nums for num in nums. I want to max. So far, maybe set this to 0. No, let's set it to 1. Num into, well, first of all I want to check current is, if num is equal to 0, then give me 1. Else no. Okay, now I want to compare it to max. So for is max of current and current into max so far. Okay, that should work. Probably 0 into negative. I need more examples. Okay. What is the answer in this case? I think I can only do this thing on list, right? I'm new to Kotlin. Syntax error. What? Where's old reference? Creator. Okay, let's ask ChatGPT. Okay, what's the syntax error here? Oh yeah, sure. Cool. 960 is the answer in this case. Wow, that's a huge number. 96 or what? 96. 96. Yes. Oh. Okay. Let's see how we got that. So 1 into negative 1 into 4 is negative 4, and negative 4. Okay, what's the negative 4 into positive? Negative 4 into negative 4. That's positive 8, which is greater than negative 4. So my new maximum is positive 8. Positive 8 into 5, that's like 40. And simply 8 and 40 is greater. 40 into negative 2, that's minus 80, which is smaller than my current max. So no change in the max. And then okay, then 40 into negative 1, 40, so no change in my max. 40 again 1, 40, and then negative 2. Negative 2, 40 into minus 80. Yeah, let's go from right to left. 3, negative 3 into negative 2 is 6, positive 6. Okay, 6 is now set to new max. Positive 6 into negative 6. Positive 6 and negative 6. That's 6, negative 6. 6 into -1 is -6 again, and so the answer is still 6. 6 into -2, so that's -12, but answer is still 6. 6 into 5, 30, and 30. So my new answer is 30. I think I just got the 30, and well, I did 5, right? Yes, 30, and 30 into 4, that's 30 and -120. 30 is the answer. I think I got the logic wrong. 120 is not. Okay, we are way behind this number. How should I treat negatives? If I have 2 negatives in the array, then I'm gonna get a positive answer. If I have odd number of negatives in my array, then I'll get a negative answer. If I have even number of negatives in my array, then does it really matter if I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So that's all the elements in the array are integers. If there are even number of, yeah, because the maximum will be the multiplication of all the elements. If there are odd, we can just compare the product of the following two. The last negative after the first negative element. So should I do a first count first? In this example, there are 2 negatives. That means that the answer can be either, the answer has to be non-negative, can be 0 or greater than 0. In this case, there is one negative. So my answer lays either on the like my answer is the multiplication of all the elements either on the right of the negative element or on the left. Let's try that. Let's try that. I have 10 more minutes maybe. Okay. If num is greater than 0, smaller than 0 I mean, odds or negatives. Negatives. Okay. If negatives else if there are all number of negatives, then P. Let's see. First, if first negative is 1, then first negative is for I in 0 till until nums dot length value num is nums at I first negative is negative 1 I and negative plus plus. Okay. Okay. And what we can do is we can keep total product variable, and we can just keep total product into num. Okay, and if my negatives are even, then I can just return this total product. I don't know if it will work. Else what I need to do is check. I have first negative. This is the index of the first negative number in the array. I can check all the elements right to this element and left to this element. I mean the product of those. Else for I in 0 until not including the first negative, okay, left max is nums 0. Okay, num is nums at index I. Left max, update my left max with the max of num or num into left max. We can do the same. Var, I mean, is right max and what if my first index is that the first negative number is the last element in the array. So you can just check that, right? Just making sure that if first negative is smaller than nums dot last index. Yes, I'm or right max is whatever the number at first negative plus 1. So now I want to travel from I in first negative plus 1 till until last index, nums dot last index. Okay, while num is at I. Okay, doing the same thing, create a verb, max of num or num into right max. Yes, lastly I can just check whichever is greater. Left max is equal to max of right max or left max. And let's return this result. return left max. Length. What size? Until nums dot last index. Should work. No. Three into 6, 12. Not quite right. It's time for me to give up. I just want to analyze this first a bit. Let's see. 3 to 6. How 16? I'm assuming it went in this. It went into the else case. Else case. Yes. Left max is okay. Even my index. First negative 0, 1, 2. 2 is smaller than 3. Okay. Then my right max is then 4. Okay. Sorry. Let's see what are my left and right max. Left max. Right max. We can do this. Okay. 12. But the answer is neither. 12. That's all. Until four. Really? 4? maybe the yeah, let's look at the solutions. Keep track of the maximum value reached while traversing the array. Perform the cumulative product. Find any value is larger than the current quantity being handled. Reset the tracked. Maximum subarray problem. Maximum product subarray. Dealing with negative values. As the maximum tracked won't always represent the true maximum, is because product of 2 is positive. Current max, current max, current min, current max, global max. Starting from until size. Max of really we can have 2 values, 3 values in this function, and you know that. Current max into my current num, current min into my current num. Oh, okay. Wait. Minimum of The challenge arises when dealing with negative values in the product, as the maximum tracked will always represent the true maximum. This is because product of also keep track of minimum value, because when multiplied by specific values, it can become maximum. Alright. There's a dynamic solution. There is a dynamic programming solution to minimum into n, but yeah, we're just keeping track of a minimum element as well. To max temporary and n being the current element, and into max and minimum of and into max and into mean and n. Okay, so we can also this is the same thing, right? Yes, result. I'm looking for a solution that can I use a There's a problem similar to it's very similar to this problem, and there was a mention of that in the previous solution. It uses a prefix and suffix approach. Prefix Subarray. But yeah, I think this approach is this is also fine. Max is min is okay. 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 Moving on. ZigZag conversion. Turns out this problem wasn't as hard. I mean, of course, I looked at the solution, and so last time I overcomplicated it. I had to, well, I have a top level loop and I had two inner loops within it. But really, we can just do it with one loop. And ZigZag conversion, the string, this is the string PayPal is having, is written in a zigzag pattern here. You may want to display this pattern on office. Okay, then read line by line. Write the code that will take a string and make this conversion given a number of rows. Okay, so this is my string. The way I'm gonna do this simulate the zigzag pattern is I'm gonna have one index for going up and down, and if you notice, the same index can be used to for this middle character for zigzag thingy. For example, this is at index 0 in the string, A is at index 1, Y is at index 2, and I can say, okay, are we going up or are we going down? As long as my current index is smaller than row nums minus 1, we are going down. When it hits that limit, the boundary, then I can change it. Okay, now we are going up. So PAY, what is the next? PAY. P. P, 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 P. P. And then And I also need a array of string builders. For let's first of all create the array of string builders. Array of string builder. Array new string builder, and I'm gonna have my row nums as the size. Let's fill this array. For int I is 0, I is smaller than array dot size, I plus plus new string builder. Okay, and okay, so this is what my array should look like, array of string builder. And now I'm gonna iterate over my string. So for and yeah, we can just use a for loop for getting the characters, and it's easier this way instead of using a while loop and incrementing index manually. So I can say for say character ch in character array, and let's keep a index for going up and down, initially set to 0. So, and my logic is something like if my array is 0, let's keep a boolean down for, yeah, let's set it to true or false, nothing doesn't matter. While if my index is 0, then I'm going down, going true. Okay, if my index is nums row -1, then I'm not going down, I am going up. Okay, now if down, then index plus plus, right, and else index minus minus. And I'm going to use this index to I'm going to use this index as my array's index, append ch. Hopefully okay, let's try to print it. Let's print this. For this s1 in my array. Print, I mean system dot out dot println s1 to string. Length. See, we got the strings. I got my strings just like this zigzag pattern, in this zigzag pattern. And now simply I just need to return this. That's all. Yeah, just need to combine it and return it. I'm gonna need string builder. Result, new string builder. Okay, and I'm gonna say result this and result to string. String cannot be converted to string builder. Append one to string. Works. Solution. Let's take up this in edge case. If s num rows is smaller than 2, return s. Yep, solution was submitted successfully. What is the let's calculate the time and space complexity. Time complexity is easy. Populating the array takes linear time, depends on the size of num rows. That's linear. This thing, this loop, let's num rows plus, so this is also linear time and number of elements in my input string, and this last thing is again num rows, and num rows plus n plus num rows. So we can get rid of the smaller values, keep n here. Time complexity is big O of n, big O of n. That means it's linear. Time complexity that was time complexity. Now space complexity is we are keeping array. We are keeping array for array of string builders. Of size num rows, but we are also doing this these operations with strings. So num rows into the value. Okay, num rows into, because each element in the array is a string, and essentially a string can grow really big. But still, it's limited by the number of it's limited by the size of this string. So is it right to write into here? Can I just say something like this? My space complexity is num rows into n. Let's say m into n. Okay, let's verify this. Let's verify this here. n. Let's go to our very reliable ChatGPT. What is the space and time complexity here? According to me, time complexity is of n, and space complexity is m into n into m, where m is num rows and each string okay. Okay, you're not creating a 2D matrix. You're only storing each character once. Yes, n plus r. Alright. Which is linear. Okay. Next problem. I'm doing another zigzag problem. Binary zigzag level order traversal. And okay, I should spend 25 minutes on this. So let's 25 minutes on my timer. I'll start it after reading the problem. Given the root of the binary tree, return the zigzag level order traversal of its nodes values from left to right, then right to left for the next level, and okay. From root left to right. I got it. Mm, now, how would I do it? I have to go by the levels. That means it's a breadth first search. Yeah, breadth first search. Hmm. Um, can I just keep a one? Can I keep a switch for alternating between left and right, and an if else condition based on that? Let's try. Let's try. Okay. Yeah. So first of all, how to do a breadth first search? Q, right? God, Q. Maybe I tend to forget these. Q, new Q. Okay, and probably my root is going to into the queue as first element. Okay, Q is first in first out. I need root first. Yes. So I can say while my queue is not empty, and this is very important step. I need to store the queue size. I need to store the size because we are within the loop. Now I'm going to do addition and subtraction from this into this and from this queue. So if I had done this, if I had done this, it would not work because queue size would be changing during the execution. Okay, while I is smaller than size, I plus plus. Okay, no, it's time to pull variable from the queue. Okay, tree node current is queue dot pull. Okay, do we check the right subtree or left subtree? Let's keep a switch here, some kind of right, true. If right, then Q if okay, let's first have the left and right element. If current dot left tree node left is current dot left is not equal to null, then current dot left q dot offer is not equal to null. Okay. Current dot left. If q dot, oh no, if it's right, current dot left is not equal to null, q dot offer current dot right. Else, and I could also, is it correct? Hmm. Now for my result list, I need a list of integer result new array list and list of integer list is new array list. Okay, and I'm gonna add the value of my current node into the list, make the right false, and once I exit out of this loop, I am gonna add my list into my result list, and I think that should be it. Let's see. If root is null, return root. Whoa, works. I was about to say that. Oh, this was so easy. Okay. What does this tree look like? Okay, so we have a root, and we have this, something like this, right? Five, four. null. Okay. So in this tree, 4 and 5 are on the right side. Okay. So maybe like this, something like this, right? 4 and 5, they're on the right side. Something like this. Something, yeah, something like this. So root, then right to left, 3 to 4, 3 to okay, maybe the switch didn't work. When there is only root in my queue, this loop runs only for one time, adding 2 and 3 into my queue, and true, making the switch right false, left, right. Two. 2 and 3. Right was true at this point. At roots level, right is true. So that means the right subtree will be added in my queue first. At second level, right is false. So when my current is 2, this node, right is false. That means this else case. Okay. Well then it says that add 4 first. By the way, I'm thinking, can't I just reverse the list? Use test case. Oh, okay. At first level, my root is false. My rule is true. That means 3 and 2 is the order. Now, so 3 went first. It will pull off first. When my current is 3, uh, my okay, it made a switch. 3 changed the switch. Right was false at this point. Maybe I don't need to change this here, but here so left, right, left, left, right, 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 right. Maybe let's see. Okay, the very next case is okay, so this is like inverted BHE. 1, 3, 2, 4, 5. Five. Only 5. I also need to check. Tree can be very good. Three, 5, and 2, 5, 3 and 5 first. Yeah, it can be missing. At this, let's go over this again. At root level, because right is true, my right node will go into queue and then my left node. And at second level, my right becomes false. So that means this node's left child should go into the queue first. But since this is null, we have to put this node into the queue. Okay, the child can be missing, or both child can be missing. All right, all right. Well, if there was, if the root was not missing, I think my algorithm would still have given wrong answer. This is not doing proper right to left and left to right. Sing, sing. Okay. Oh yeah, this is really nice solution. Really. If zigzag level dot add. Zero and not value. normal add first. Okay. Okay. When is this changing? Okay. I don't know. You could give more than one element in that. What is that do? Java list methods. Java list. Add index. Insert the element at the specified index in the list. Okay. I don't know about this. I did not know about this. If it is zigzag, if it is right, let's change here. If right, then list dot add current value at 0th index, else list dot add nodes value. You don't need to do this. Okay, this was easy. Okay, so what is the time complexity of the solution? Of course, I have not solved it myself, so I will come back to this problem in a couple of days. Hopefully, once I've this, forgotten the approach, I'll do it all over again. Uh, but what is the time complexity and space complexity? Time complexity is uh, what we are basically visiting each node in the tree exactly once. So that's linear n. Time complexity is O of n. Space complexity is, because we are making use of a queue, space complexity is also linear O of n. We could verify this, but I don't think. Let's probably verify some. Yeah, both are linear. Do I have time for another problem? I have time for this last one. Minimum value to get positive step-by-step sum. Given an array of integers, nums. Let me put on a timer first. I need 15 minutes. Okay, let's start this. Given an array of integers, you start with an initial positive value, start value. In each iteration, you calculate the step-by-step sum of start value plus elements in return the minimum positive value of. Okay, let's do an example. So this is my nums. If you choose start value is 4 in the third iteration, what? Uh, you start with an initial positive value. Okay, the value should be positive. Okay, it cannot be -3. It cannot be. Okay. Well, if I start with my 4 minus 3 is 1, first 2 is 3, negative 6. Okay, in each iteration you calculate in the step-by-step sum of start value plus elements. Okay, return the minimum positive value of the minimum positive value. That this doesn't really seem. Find the minimum prefix sum. What's prefix sum? I think I can. Let's try brute force. So for each num in the nums, if num is smaller than minimum positive, right? Initial positive. If num is greater than if it's smaller than 0, then continue. For 0. Okay. Okay. Let this number be my first positive result is max result total return result minimum positive minimum positive, so not max, maybe 6 7. What? Okay, it froze. Come on. This page has frozen for some reason. Cool. 0. Mm, 5. Really? 5? How 5? Expected 5. Okay. Method integer dot max value. Choosing value 1 as my initial positive. So 1 is minus 1. This one 3 is 1 is 4. In each iteration, you calculate the step-by-step sum of start value plus elements in the num from left to right. From left to right. Oh. It's never less than. Return the minimum positive value of start value if you choose start value 4 in the third iteration. Ah, okay. So my total should not be less than. It shouldn't be less than 1. If my total is less than 1, then I break this loop. Okay. All right. So that means if I choose 2 as my initial value and I add 2 3 is -1, which becomes I can't choose this. Then what about you calculate the step-by-step sum of in this iteration my new positive value such that wait 5 start value. So what maybe 1 height smaller than what? Step-by-step sum of start value. I'm confused about this. What does that mean exactly? For minimum value. Um, okay. Does key exist here? Is it visible here? Uh, mhm. I don't turn this eye. Key smaller than num's length. I plus plus. I don't know. Int num int is num plus k. Time limit exceeded. Really? Because I don't know how. Okay. This is just an infinite loop. I don't know. I don't know. Find the minimum prefix sum. I don't know what that is, so maybe that's the important part of this problem, and without that there's no point. So we cannot directly find the minimum positive start value. So I start with 1 and increment it by a certain value whenever we need to keep track of the step. Well, I don't think I understand. I don't really know what the problem is even asking. We need to keep track of the step-by-step sum. We need not necessarily use an array as I used in. We can simply use a variable of choice. Minimum start value prefix. Okay. Minimum start value. The value becomes 0, which is less than 1. We will add a number so that the becomes 1. Why not make a 2 or any bigger number? Because we need to find the minimum positive start value. For that reason, we try to make by adding the least number possible and add some number to be increased. Added 1 minus okay, minimum value is equal to minimum start value, which was 1 and 2. Prefix. Oh, this is 2, this is 1, so this becomes 3. The value difference. First, let us start with minimum. Okay. 1 is the minimum positive start value. Why is it 0? I minus 1. Okay. Prefix 0, minimum start. This guy is okay. Okay, that's a good problem. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.